From architecture to painting and sculpture, literature to live music and theater, Radio 111 presents The Desert Scene, your connection to culture and entertainment in the desert cities. Here's Bonnie G.
And welcome to The Desert Scene. I'm your host, Bonnie G, with my wonderful producer, Brian Mendoza. And we're welcoming back to the show a dear friend of mine, Mr. Clifford Bell, LA Cabaret producer extraordinaire. Has a bunch of stuff going on, but the main thing I want to talk about is Our Name is Barbra. Big event coming up for Project Angel Food. Hey, Clifford, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Bonnie. How are you today?
Good. You're running around. You're crazy guy right now.
I am. I'm juggling like a wild man.
Yeah.
I am indeed.
So I'm so thrilled and excited to be part of Our Name is Barbra this year. I'm Catalina Jazz Club. I've never performed there, so I'm so looking forward to it. So tell folks about this event.
Well, I am so excited about you coming, too. I can hardly wait to get you there. Our Name is Barbra. This will be the 25th anniversary of this show. It's a charity event that I began. It started 25 years ago with just a bunch of really insanely creative, really funny people I knew, people that are now very well known in New York and L.A., Susie Mosier, John Boswell, a bunch of really, really super talented people. One night, just to make each other laugh, we said, let's celebrate Barbra Streisand's birthday by everybody singing a Barbra Streisand song, because normally in show business, you're sort of discouraged from singing songs that are too heavily associated with Barbra. Mm-hmm. But once a year, everybody gets to. So for 25 years, I've been getting all these amazing, great singers like Melissa Manchester and Sheryl Lee Ralph and Ann Hampton Callaway and all these amazing people that come and do this celebration of Barbra's birthday, and we do it to raise money for Project Angel Food, which anybody out there should check, www.angelfood.org. It's in its 35th year of bringing meals to the terminally ill that are homebound. And it's just one of the most respected and admired organizations in Los Angeles. Yeah. So we're doing it at Catalina Jazz Club, which is the most beautiful club in the city. And I have a ton of people from the Broadway cast of Les Miserables, Wicked, the new Merrily We Roll Along that's going to be on Broadway. And Bonnie, Gilgallon is coming this year. I'm so excited.
So how do you you try to limit it? How many singers do you normally have in the event?
Well, this will be the first year that it'll be the shortest it's ever been. I'm really disciplining myself to keep it at 2 hours.
Okay.
So at the moment, I have 17 singers. In the past, it's gone as long as 3.5, and I'll tell you, I jokingly have called it the Barbrathon, but I've done it over 3 hours, and nobody left. Everybody stays because it's just showstopper after showstopper after showstopper. It's the most popular show in the year. And but this year I'm really disciplining myself to keep it at 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you, because you have all these great singers, and of course that Barbra did wonderful material, how do you make sure that people aren't squabbling over wanting to do the same song?
Well, I pretty much just control it. I start usually I start at the beginning of every year and just say, okay, who do I want and what do they want to sing? Mm-hmm. So actually this year there have been a couple people that have wanted to do the same song, which is unusual because usually it just kind of divides out where somebody's got an idea in their head, or sometimes I'll think of something that I would think, oh, that would be a great song for so-and-so. Like last year, I wanted Andrea Marcovici to sing Send in the Clouds. I had the bee in my bonnet that Andrea Marcovici should sing Send in the Clouds, and she was amazing. She did her own unique, masterful touch on it. It was so gorgeous. Anyway, but it's sort of a combination of that. This year, 2 or 3 different people said, can I do this one? And I'm like, oh, so-and-so already has that one. And so, but it's usually, it divides out pretty easily.
Yeah. And tell us about your instrumentation.
And the song that you're going to sing, nobody has ever done it before,
and
which is unusual.
I still can't believe that. I'm 25 years. Yeah.
It was one of Barbra's earliest hits.
Yeah.
And, in the very early days of Barbra, early 60s Barbra,
Yeah.
it was probably one of the things she was most known for. But no one has ever sung it in the 25 years. It's yours and yours alone.
And I'm so glad about that. I'm thrilled to hear that.
Yeah.
So who's playing? Who's our instrumentation for this?
Well, we have David Scott Cohen, who's one of my very favorite pianists. Michael Collum, who's an amazing pianist. David Cohen's played for Kristen Chenoweth. I mean, I could just sit here and recite show busy names. So Michael Collins played for Cheyenne Jackson and Jennifer Lee Warren and Brian Stokes Mitchell. I mean, everybody's big Broadway type names. And I have Mitch Kaplan, who's been Sandra Bernhardt's musical director for 30 years plus 30 years. Steve Rollins, who's a very famous jazz arranger, and David J. Kaminsky, who's going to play for Glenn Rosenblum, who's also a desert person.
He's wonderful.
I love Glenn Rosenblum. He's very involved over at CD Rep. I call him Professor Showstoppers, but he's an amazing singer. Not only is he this encyclopedia of musical theater knowledge, but he's an amazing singer and a really funny guy. So I'm thrilled he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I'll be fast with this, but I had a really hard time finding a bass player this year. And I know all the best bass players, and a lot of them have done the show and love doing it. And this year, I probably went through 30 people and nobody could do it. And I finally, I'm putting the word out, friends to friends to friends to friends. And finally, through a friend, I get this guy named Saku Bunch. Okay. And he calls and says, well, I think I might want to do it. And so I'm talking to this guy and I Google him and he's like Stevie Wonder.
Oh my gosh.
On Broadway.
Wow.
I mean, he has this insane resume of 40 years of the biggest name in jazz. And he just liked the idea of all this Broadway music and charity. And so he's doing it. It's
excellent.
And I've told a few of the bass players that asked, did you find somebody? And I said, I got this guy named Saku Bunch. And he goes, Clifford, he's hugely famous. He's a huge player.
That's great. That's fun. Yeah. Now, tell me how it's evolved. No, the number of singers has evolved, and the length of it, but how has organically the event evolved over the years since you first started?
Well, it started as just a party. It just started as, 15 of us in a living room making each other laugh. And then I had the idea of doing it in a nightclub and charging and raising money. And for the last, I think this will be the 8th year I've done it exclusively for Project Danger Food. And it's always sold out. It's always amazing. It's standing ovation after standing ovation. It's like a really, really super fun thing.
Yeah, exciting. I'm so thrilled. And if you don't mind us talking for a bit, also coming up later in May 19th, 26th, and June 2nd, Clifford has been helping me put together this wonderful Dusty Springfield show called The Look of Love, which will be at the Cultural Center. And I'm really, really excited about this.
I'm so excited about that. Well, early on when we started working together, I said, the first thing that I came in and sort of helped you with was a Rosemary Clooney show. You had sort of basically started before I met you, or before we started working together. And in the process of that, I looked up one day and I said, Bonnie, you really ought to do a theme show about Dusty Springfield. And I'm telling you, that was a very inspired thing on my part. I want total credit for it.
Of course. Of course.
And it's amazing. I mean, we've been rehearsing now for a while, and you do that music so beautifully, and you're perfect for it. And I think we've struck a really good tone about telling a narration. We're kind of concentrating on the music, the hits, and not getting too much into the more serious aspect of her life.
Right, keep it mostly light. Yeah,
we're keeping it light and fun, and it hits kind of a jukebox hit. We're using piano, bass, and drums, and It's going to be at the PS Cultural Center, which I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to just put a cot into the PS Cultural Center because I've also am collaborating with Beth Lapidus of Cabaret fame to debut her new solo show next week. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be with her, but I've been working almost every day with her on it. Yeah. And it's going to be Wednesday, May 3rd at the PS Cultural Center. It's the first. I directed her last one-woman show, 100% Happy, 88% of the time, about 15 years ago, and it was a huge hit, ran for months and months and months, and toured the country. And this time she's doing this new one called It's a Lot. And I may be there or I may not be there, but people should go. It's really great.
Yeah.
And I love the PS Cultural Center.
Yeah.
I love that place.
It's fabulous. They're doing something. And I got to interview Beth last week, which was great. Yeah, the Cultural Center, Michael Green, congrats to Michael Green because he's achieving what he wanted to do, which was make it a true cultural center. And I also have to mention, though, real quick, very excited to have in my Dusty show, Greg Marks is a special guest. He's doing a couple duets with me and a solo song, and he is just wonderful. And really.
Absolutely. Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to say when Greg was a big soap star and an Emmy-winning soap star. And when he started singing, our daytime drama, I guess you're supposed to say. Yeah. But when he started singing, he came to me and Michael Orland, who's a very well-known musical director, and we did his first nightclub acts. Mm-hmm. So I produced and directed Greg's first nightclub acts like 20 years ago. Yeah. And so it's a thrill to be doing something with him again.
Yeah, and he's a phenomenal performer, wonderful singer, and the nicest guy in the world, very low-key. Yeah. He could be an arrogant jerk with some of his credits, but he's not. And,
he has the loveliest mother. I'll just say, she's no longer with us, but I knew his mother really well, and she was the most lovely woman I've ever met. Yeah, she was just really great.
Well, probably.
And, he's a child of the Marx brothers. Yes. He's the nephew of Groucho, and I forget which one was his father, but one of the Marx brothers was his father.
Yeah. And again, with that kind of
grandfather.
With that kind of pedigree, he could be a jerk, and he's not, which is really nice.
Exactly.
So, Clifford, what do you attribute that you are very, very, and I know you've been doing this a long time, but you're in great demand as LA and Palm Springs cabaret producer. What do you think is your secret? What has made you successful all these years doing this?
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Ultimately, I think to tell you the truth, I'll say in humility that I can barely dress myself. I just bumble around in the world, and I'm kind of an eccentric, silly guy. But I think I have really, really good taste about what quality entertainment is, particularly in the format of a nightclub, a concert, a one-person show. I think I'm just particularly good at that, and particularly with female singers. I have my love of Barbra Streisand, but also, my love and knowledge of all the great diva women. I think I have a really good sense of music and what dresses look good and what poster art looks good. And I think I have a very good sense of that. And 25, 30 plus years of working at it professionally, I think people agree with me.
Yeah. Now, question for you: Our Name Is Barbra sold out yet, or close to?
It is not sold out yet.
Okay.
It's like, no, it is not sold out yet.
Okay.
A lot of people, wait towards the end. It's selling very well. I checked it like maybe a week or so ago, and it was well on its way, over half. But this is the week where everybody starts committing, and I know that a big press release just went out this week, this weekend. So it's going to start appearing in entertainment papers around LA, and also Project Angel Food, which I am affiliated with. I'm an outside entity. I don't work directly for Project Angel Food, but I'm very connected there with all those people. And they had a very huge fundraiser that was like a garden party, $5,000 to get in kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And that was last weekend, and they didn't want me to do too much promotion that would distract from that.
Gotcha.
So I sort of waited till that was over to do my big public push.
Okay.
So it's been on social media and Facebook and all that stuff, and all the people who know people are already buying tickets like crazy, but it's not sold out.
So, and for info, you can go to www.ournamesbarbra.com, BARBRA. $45 general seating, 135 VIP seating, 3-course dinner, prepaid parking. I hope people, I think it's going to be sold out. I'm so excited. Congratulations on all the stuff you're doing, and I'm so honored to be.
Let me just say one real quick thing, if
Yes.
I may. So
Yes.
you can also get tickets at www.catalinajazz.club.com. That'll get you tickets. And also, real quickly, the VIP tickets, the more expensive tickets, are the ones that sell out instantly.
Wow.
So people get those right away. For some reason, people buy the more expensive ones.
Yeah.
I don't even know why, but they do.
Okay, interesting. Well, Clifford Bell, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be seeing you. If I don't see you before then, I'll certainly see you on the 7th. And congrats on all your great success and shows. And thanks for being with us today.
And thank you for doing it, and I'm so excited about Dusty.
Yay.
The Dusty show. You're
All
gonna
right.
be so great.
All right, thank
All
you,
right.
Clifford. And we'll see the rest of you
Bye-bye.
next time on the Desert
Bye-bye.
Scene.